The Philippines' maritime environment is considered one of the most productive and diverse in the world. Surrounding the archipelago's 7,461 islands, the ocean's influence on the people's way of life cannot be overstated. The ocean is like a huge basket that supplies food for the whole nation. In fact, half of the protein that Filipinos eat or consume comes from fish. Fishing in these waters is also the main source of livelihood for almost 2 million Filipino fisherfolk. The Philippine fishing industry significantly contribute to the country's GDP worth 196 billion pesos a year. But this very provider of livelihood and food has long been facing an ever greater threat. Our ocean is ever increasingly in big trouble. Over the last few decades, the decline in fish catch from the Philippine seas has been alarming, and this has been happening because of how you and I have been fishing. Why? How's my fishing? You ask? Well, have you ever heard about IUU fishing? IUU stands for illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing. IUU fishing ranges from unlawful activities of domestic small-scale fishing to more complex operations carried out by industrial fishing fleets. To better explain what IUU fishing is, let's take a plunge on how we fish. Fishing is considered illegal if fisherfolk use prohibited gears, if fisherfolk use explosive and poisons, if fisherfolk catch young fish, if fisherfolk intrude outside permitted fishing grounds. Fishing is unreported if fish catch are not reported or underreported, or if fish catch, which are caught unintentionally, called by catch, are discarded and not reported. Fishing is unregulated if fishing is done without registration and licensing, or if registration and licensing is fraudulent, such as single registration and licensing for multiple vessels or misclarification of vessel types. To simplify, illegal fishing, bad fish. Unreported fish catch, missing fish. Unregulated fishing, hidden fishers. While the I is straightforward and you and the U are more complex. Because in terms of data, policies, and information, the I is widely identified, while the deeper, invisible problems of the U and the U are still mostly unknown and unseen even to experts. And it is extremely difficult to address problems we don't know enough about. IUU fishing is a multifaceted and dynamic issue and has demonstrated disturbing environmental and ecological impacts through the years. It has also shown devastating socio-economic consequences. To put into context, we are losing a staggering 68.5 billion pesos due to IUU fishing annually, which can already feed 3.8 Filipinos for a whole year. But what exactly should be done to fight IUU fishing? There are many things we can do. But whatever we decide to do, one thing needs to be made sure, and that is that what we will do should be science-driven and community-based approaches that advance the well-being of people and the ecosystem. We should all care about preventing, deterring, and eliminating IUU fishing, because our livelihood, our food security, our economy, our ecosystem, and the people are intrinsically woven to our biodiversity. Our very survival depends on it. And the first step in contributing to restoring a healthy ocean is by mindfully asking ourselves, how's my fishing?